All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're cracking open a classic, Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. Now, this whole book was sparked by one single secret, a secret whispered to Hill by the industrial titan Andrew Carnegie himself. And Hill was convinced it was the absolute key to building any massive fortune.
And this quote? This is the heart of it all. Every single major breakthrough, every great fortune, it all started as just a little spark, an idea in someone's head. That's the core concept we're digging into today. That real, lasting wealth doesn't start in your wallet, it starts in your mind.
You know, Napoleon Hill spent decades of his life studying the most successful people on the planet, all to figure out this one single secret to getting rich. And the wildest part of what he found? This secret isn't just for geniuses or the lucky few. Nope, it's available to literally anyone who's actually ready to hear it and, more importantly, to use it. So, where does this whole journey begin? Well, the very first step, the starting line, is desire. And I'm not talking about a casual, I wish I had more money kind of thing. I'm talking about a white-hot, all-consuming, burning desire. Hill is adamant that this is the real starting point of any and all achievement. It's the rocket fuel for everything that comes next. See, when you have that intense desire, it helps you build what Hill calls money consciousness. It's this state of mind where you get so laser-focused on wealth that you start to see yourself, to feel yourself as already having it. And when you hit that mental state, it's like a switch flips, and you start seeing opportunities that were completely invisible to you before. But just wanting it isn't enough, right? Hill gives us a super clear 6-step plan to make it tangible. First, you've got to fix the exact dollar amount. No vague wishes. Give your brain a specific target. Second, decide exactly what you're going to give in return, because nothing in life is free. Third, set a hard deadline. This creates urgency. Fourth, create a definite plan, and, this is key, you have to start right away whether you feel ready or not. Fifth, write the whole thing down. The act of writing makes a thought feel real. And finally, number 6, read that statement out loud twice a day, every day. You're literally programming your subconscious for success. Okay, so you've got that burning desire dialed in. Now you need the mental tools to keep that fire going. And this is where things like faith and the incredible power of your own imagination become absolutely critical. Think about it. We literally become what we think about all day long. If your inner voice is constantly whispering about being poor, about how things will never change, well, you're basically just writing a script for your own failure. But if you can flip that script, if you can fill your mind with faith, with self-belief, with the feeling of already being wealthy, you start to change your own reality. The choice between these two mindsets, it's 100% yours to make. This story just nails a huge point about success. When Henry Ford was on trial and someone called him ignorant, he famously shot back that he didn't need to know everything himself. Why? Because he could just call up an expert who did know the answer. The lesson here is massive. It's not about stuffing your head with general facts. It's about knowing how to get the specialized knowledge you need to achieve your specific goal. Or take Coca-Cola. The whole thing started when a guy named Asa Candler bought a simple formula written on a scrap of paper. The paper wasn't magic. The real magic was in his imagination, his ability to look at that formula and see a global empire. Your imagination is the workshop of your mind. It's where all great plans are born. Look, having a great idea is fantastic, but it's not enough. Thoughts are just, well, they're just energy. They're invisible. To make them real, you have to turn them into action. And that happens through organized planning, making firm decisions, and just plain stubborn persistence. So what's up with this number? 10,000. Well, that's roughly how many times Thomas Edison reportedly failed before he finally invented a working light bulb. Can you imagine if he'd just given up after trying number 1, or even trying 9,000? Our world would be a much darker place. Persistence is what separates the winners from the almosts. This is such a huge mental shift. Failure isn't the end of the road. It's not a stop sign. It's just feedback. It's the world telling you, hey, there's a weak spot in your plan. A successful person doesn't quit. They just say, okay, that didn't work, find the problem, make a better plan, and go again. Okay, get ready, because this next concept from the book is a serious game changer. It's called the mastermind. Hill calls it a force multiplier for your brain power. It's the incredible energy that's created when 2 or more minds team up in total harmony, working toward one specific goal. So, an individual brain is obviously powerful. It can do incredible things all by itself. Think of it like a single battery. It has a certain amount of power, a certain charge. But what happens when you bring two minds together that are on the same wavelength? You don't just get double the power. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. It's more like connecting two batteries together. The energy doesn't just add up, it multiplies. And this is the result. This synergy creates a brand new invisible force, a third mind. And that is the mastermind. This collective consciousness can crack problems and dream up ideas that are way beyond what any one person in the group could do alone. This is exactly how Henry Ford, a guy with very little formal schooling, built a global empire. He surrounded himself with a powerful mastermind group. So we've covered desire, mindset, and taking action. But there is one last battleground, and it's the most important one of all, the one inside your own head. You have to conquer those inner demons that are trying to sabotage you before you even get started. Hill points to these 6 basic fears as our greatest enemies: the fear of poverty, of what people will think, of getting sick, and so on. All our doubt and all our indecision, it comes from these fears. But here's the most powerful part. These fears only exist in your mind. They aren't real. And since you and only you have absolute control over your thoughts, you have the power to defeat every single one of them. And really, that's what this all boils down to, isn't it? Your thoughts literally create your destiny. Whether you choose to focus on poverty or wealth, on failure or success, on fear or on faith, you are actively writing the story of your own life, one thought at a time. So the only question left is, what story are you going to write?